Hello and welcome back. In this short video, we'll give a brief overview about the National Research Data Infrastructure in Germany, or Nfdi. This is short for Nationale Forschungsdateninfrastruktur. Let's start with the vision. So the vision of the Nfdi initiative is to see data as a common good for excellent research, and it's organized by science in Germany. I will read out the mission statement as well. It makes it a bit clearer of what this initiative is meant for. So the mission is step by step, we are improving the possibilities for using data for science and society. And through our cooperation in the Nfdi Association, an umbrella organization for research data management in all branches of science is being created. So what this means is that all the sciences work together and Nfdi is sort of coordinating the efforts of the various fields. In cooperation with national and international partners, we're creating the framework conditions for legally compliant and proper sustainable data infrastructure that are easily accessible for researchers in their everyday work. We educate people, strengthen their competence in dealing with data, and open up new career paths. So this is a very broad general statement, but it contains the key aspects that it's from researchers by researchers and created with researchers in mind. It's not a commercial initiative, it's really meant as a collaboration between research groups to focus on research data management. So the Nfdi initiative was funded and supported by the German federal government and the 16 counties in 2020, and there's a funding volume of about 90 million euros per year up to 2028. So it's a substantial amount of money. 90% comes from the federal government and 10% from the counties. The legal entity is a registered association, eingetragener Verein, and the idea, as we said before from the mission statement, is that it's like a grassroots initiative. It's from the researchers, by the researchers, for the researchers. And the way this is organized, there's up to 30 consortia from all sorts of scientific disciplines that are organized by the researchers and funded by the DFG in fields like engineering, humanities, social sciences, life science, natural sciences. And on top of that, we have cross-sectional sections for common topics like infrastructure or legal and ethical aspects, metadata and terminology and so on, but also for training. And all of these efforts are essentially coordinated by this legal entity, Nfdi e.V. And these consortia are then part of the specific application domains and scientific domains. They're established in three funding rounds in October 2020, 21 and 23. And you can see here from the list that they are very dedicated to the specific community that they serve. So the idea is that in each community you have a group of researchers that know the requirements within that community, work on best practices infrastructure, and then you have the cross-sectional horizontal connections between all these consortia to make sure that we can disseminate knowledge across the whole initiative. Each consortium is an independent structure and has their own management, their own working groups, and they're established from the scientists within a given field. So the idea is that we combine the scientific experience within that field because the requirements vary so much between communities. So these consortia give a specific discipline a voice to those specific needs, and the funding within consortia help to develop solutions beyond the need of a specific group or a specific project and try to broaden the perspective. One example is the Nfdi Mathwerk initiative focusing on material science and engineering, MSc. And we have several task areas for general development, so for example workflows, ontologies, infrastructure, software and so on. And the community all across Germany is involved via participant project and use cases. And these are meant to exemplify typical tasks in material science, and we have infrastructure use cases that are representative for developments in concrete projects. And other initiatives are not organized exactly like this, but they have the general idea that within a specific domain, researchers come together and try to work on procedures and infrastructure and software that can be used across the community. So the Nfdi initiative shapes Germany's RDM landscape, and it's built bottom up from consortia in specific disciplines. Funded by the DFG from the community for the community, and the specific sections are there to connect all those consortia. And Nfdi e.V., the legal entity, is there as an overall coordination entity.